Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. Your host, Chris and Deepom here. And we're back to get to the season finale of The Flash, Season 4, Episode 23. We are The Flash. The team gets its help from a surprising ally in... It's not really surprising. Ally in the battle against Avo. I mean, actually, I guess if you're considering Ralph the surprising ally, then okay. But if you're considering it Marlize, then no. What do you think of this episode?
I think this episode's indicative of the way I feel about the season.
Okay, good. I don't feel bad then. Okay, yes.
No. The thinker stuff fell flat for me. The main plot fell flat. But just like all season, the character development of my cast, I appreciate it.
No, exactly. 100%.
I was in, like, it was something that hit me in the middle of this episode. I was like, I'm invested in every one of these arcs. Mm-hmm. I give a shit about every character they feature. I give a shit about Caitlin. I give a shit about Cisco. I cared when Harry got his memories back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, him calling on Iris in the Mindscape didn't feel hokey.
Mm-hmm.
It felt earned. Mm-hmm. Even the Ralph stuff, like him reacting to Ralph, because they've been able to sprinkle in the last few episodes how the fallout of his death has really affected everyone.
Yeah, I think
the main plot's what it is.
Well,
the little stuff I really enjoyed.
No, and that's why I asked you how you felt, because that's where I'm with it. Like, my first reaction was like, really, what the fuck was that? Like, you know, after all the build up they had for this, like, oh, we're gonna have some cliffhangers, and I'm like, fuck. And I ended up like, fuck, really? That's the shit you guys led with. But when I think about the actual characters, like, it wasn't like I was hating the episode, because, like you said, right. I'm 100% invested in all the characters. Everything they did there was earned, and I'll go ahead and do this now. One of the things that, and this is how why I know I'm not giving up the show, and why I'm actually, now they got me intrigued for season 5, even with all the clunky stuff, is it seems like they've realized that they were making mistakes with season 3, and they're making the mistakes with season 3, season 4, and it was too late to fix it. But they were like, "But we can fix season 5." And the reason why I say that is this episode is filled with so many things, and if you look at the entire season of basically things they set up for season 5, which isn't something they've done that's not something they really have done. You know, they've done it here and there or heavy-handed, but there are a lot of things, like, for instance, Harry writing the same and speaking in the same language that Barry was when he got out of the Speed Force. Like, that's a huge thing that was kind of subtly there in the background. You kind of forget. The whole thing with, I'm gonna fucking call her Dawn. I know your mama called you. I'm gonna call her fucking Dawn, right? That entire thing, and when you read some of the interviews, they've talked about this, well, they haven't really revealed what the tag that they cut for season 5 is. But they basically were like, if you've seen her interact with this team like 4 or 5 different times, and her reaction to different people are significant. Like the way she was cold to Caitlin, the way she avoided Iris, the way she was very gung-ho about Barry and meeting that team. Like her reactions are because of what she knows in the future, and it's gonna be something that plays out in season 5. These are things that we appreciate with a show like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's like, okay, you drop us something here, but it doesn't pay off for another season. And it seems like for the first time in a long time, this show is actually thinking ahead. And it doesn't really help the cohesiveness of this season and the storyline in this episode. But it makes me go, okay, that's not something we've seen really before from you guys.
It felt like a course correction, like the other stuff. Because I think they had a story to tell with the Thinker. They did that. They did their job. They told the story. But the other stuff felt more complete.
Right. I mean, like, they actually felt like, by the end of the season, I feel like all the characters are in a good place. You know what this actually reminds me of? It's so fucking fun. So next season 5, right? Season 5 is going to be amazing. I don't know what it is with these shows, but think about Arrow. Arrow had the same problem. It went into season 3. Season 3 was like, eh. Season 4, it started to course correct towards the end. People still weren't feeling it. Season 5 came in and kicked everybody's ass. because they got it. I feel like that's what the Flash is going to do. I feel like they're going to come up with season 5, and it's going to be hitting on all cylinders. Just because some of the things in the where they left their characters off with are really good. Something that hit me, it was driving me crazy about what they did with Harry, about how they didn't bring his intelligence back. You know what I figured out with Harry right now? He's HR. This is HR. Yeah. They basically have essentially brought back HR, which on the surface you're kind of like, fuck that. I didn't really was a fan of HR. But I started thinking about it. I was like, wait, when they had HR had to find new. They were building things with HR that I thought were good. Like the whole thing about him trying to reopen Star Labs. It was silly, but it's like, actually, no, that's actually an interesting storyline you can do, because you can actually make it so that you don't just have Star Labs just sitting here and nobody figuring out that all the people that go into Star Labs are the fucking superheroes. Like, do something with Star Labs other than just being this, football stadium that nobody does anything with, right? And so, like, what they did with Caitlin, the whole thing about, what's going to happen with Caitlin. You're going to find out her father experimented on her, or her father or mother.
Course. Like,
we see it. Like, I can't remember exactly what she says. It's something about he was always there or something like that. Like, they're gonna find out that her parents always knew that she was a meta, and that
they may find out that they gave her the powers.
That too, yeah, something like that. Like, so we
her
know
mom works in cryogenics.
Exactly. So we know that's where it's gonna go with there, and I love the fact that they didn't really expand on it and try to close it off this season. That's great. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think DeVoe's fully gone.
Me neither. Yeah, you're right. That was a little too easy, right?
Right. It's like, oh, you just unplug. Oh, he basically goes, oh yeah, I can live forever, ever, and she just walks over and unplugs him. Like, that's the. Come on, he was in the system. Like,
but you don't just say that. Right. Well, that also goes back to the Thinker in the comics. Eventually, he loses physical form, and then he takes over the city via technology. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's one of the first big Wally stories.
Right.
And first, I think that's what Jeff Johns did earlier with his run. But for me, it's just, you're right. Just this, less a finale, more setting the table for what's next.
Right. And, here's the thing. There was no way that this finale was going to blow me out of the water and make me go, oh, okay, everything that I was having a problem with is fixed. Like, it was never, so it's like, so I was live tweeting it.
I'm glad I didn't try that.
Yes, exactly. It's like,
because you swing big, you miss big.
Exactly. And so they kept it relatively small and did what they can, and you can see that they started, like, again, Barry's going to have his job back. Because Singh basically called him, was like, hey, Barry, yeah, because now everybody knows Irish writes a blog, which, by the way, now it's too, like, guys. Like, now all of a sudden, Singh knows that Irish writes a blog, but last episode you told us that it's basically anonymous. Whatever.
Nigga.
Hey, look. Oh,
No. 3 days ago. 3 days ago was the first time I heard about the blog. I'm sure Barry heard about it all the time. Like, Susan hears way too much about my podcast, and I shouldn't really care. But thank you for listening. But yeah, like, she's been like, well, the blog, I had another Google ad. That's great, huh?
What I love about it, though, is in a city full of metas, they couldn't get Barry his job back because you never know what's going on. And, it could be anything. But Singh reads a blog post, and all of a sudden,
Chris, the blog post had pictures. I don't think you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The level of investigative detail Iris went into. Like you said, those little nitpicky, like, television things.
Right. No.
It wasn't an accurate portrayal of a blog. That's not a big problem with the show. No. This episode, this show, it feels like it's addressing the things that it feels like it has a plan. And for the first time in a while, quote unquote, enlightenment it did feel like he was kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah. Just let's wing it.
Okay, yeah, I get it. You got all those powers to do that, but did you need all those powers?
No.
Did you use all those powers in the end? Did the end game require all those powers? Well, the thing is, actually, it required a lot of them because he did shrink down the reactor.
I mean, to get the plan off, yes, I guess.
Okay, maybe. All right.
Yeah. Not in the final episode.
It still feels messy.
Oh, it was. It was messy, and again, like what happened was they introduced something in this episode that I guess, like the whole thing with Ralph being alive in his mind and things like that. Like at first, I had a problem with it because I was like, well, why didn't he just kill Ralph in there? And then I started thinking about it. It's like, well, maybe that's what he did to everybody else. Like once he took over their body, he had to keep them alive to keep the body alive. And
then once he kills the body, it kills him.
I just wish they kind of explained it because it's like he killed, because like when they go into the thing, they said they were going to the thinker's mind, but I guess in a way they're really going into Ralph's mind, and so he killed the good part of him. Like DeVoe had killed the good part of himself in there, but he left Ralph alive, and I'm like. I think Barry tries to kind of explain it, but doesn't really. He's like, well, that's why he's keeping you alive. And I'm like, no, Barry, that actually didn't explain anything. But the way I've worked it out in my own head, and which is, here's the thing, guys, when you have a show like this, we can't have people try to work it out in their own head. Like this, that's not something that we should have to do. We shouldn't have to work this out in our own head. But the way I've said it myself is that this happened with every person that DeVoe took over. That person's consciousness or whatever was still alive in there. And they just didn't have the means to fight to get out because DeVoe had so much control. The only reason why Ralph was able to get out was because he literally had Barry in there with him helping, which, by the way, still doesn't make sense. But again, this part right here, I'll let go because it's sci-fi. Because if you're inside of if the Thinker has total control, why does Barry or Ralph have their powers?
It's a real good question.
But you know what? That's a little sci-fi thing.
But yeah, that's
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cook.
That was one of the things I was okay with. I just wanted them to kind of explain why Ralph was still there. Because again, that would see if they had hinted at that a little bit or something like that. That would have made DeVoe jumping from body to body even more devastating when you found out that. You know, he's keeping these people imprisoned in their own mind, and then
until he
burns them out. Like then that happens. You know, now you're really almost like killing them twice.
Maybe you can't do that at 8:00 on the CW.
I don't know.
You and I are thinking like that's great.
Right. I'm just saying, like, so I don't know. But that's how I kind of, like I said, I had kind of talked myself into. Because before I was like,
I'm upset because that was great. That's a great bit of writing made.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that's what they did with that. Because again, that was the only way I could make it work for me. Because I was like, well, why didn't DeVoe just kill Ralph in his mind? Because then he would have total control. And then it's like, oh, he just tortures him and torments him so that he knows. And because even Ralph said that he was like, he torments me. He comes around and won't let me out. And that's why he was kind of guarding the way out. You know, and he needed to work together. And again, everything went the way we said it was going to go. Like Team Flash worked together. DeVoe was literally left by himself and didn't have anybody. He literally, I don't want to call it betrayed by his wife because of, he's an asshole. He deserved to be betrayed, but Marlise did betray him and left him alone. And he just, she's what helped him. And again, they did a good job of bringing it all together, even bringing in Cecile's powers and having that be part of the thing. Shout out to Black Fatherhood, though. Joe West just finally saying what we all needed to say. One, to Marlise, but also two, just being really upset that she shouldn't have to go through all this shit.
Right.
Joe West was tired. He was just like, yo, shouldn't be going through all this stuff. So,
and he cussed out Wally after that. Like, after Wally's late ass showed up, like, Wally got to cuss it out.
Again, nice of Dawn to come and help Barry out to destroy that. But I'm like, yo, Barry, you do know 3 other speedsters. I'm just saying. You did.
But he did say that. Did they bring that up at one point? He was like, we can go to Jay or Kara, and there wasn't time.
Well, so that was at the beginning of the episode, which I actually appreciate. I really, really appreciate.
I was like, Chris will love that shit.
Yo, but again, that's the stuff that I think is so easy to do, and you have to do it. You
have to make the effort to do it.
You just it was one line. It's like, we could bring in Kara to destroy the satellites in space or stuff like that, but he's already got that plan for it. He knows we're going to do that. I'm talking about towards the end of the episode. And I'm like, nigga, you went into Flash Time and brought those people that, like, again, the Flash Time shit fucked up the show a little bit because, like,
I mean,
nigga, do that all the time.
But the thing is, like, if you want to try to break the show, yeah, you can break a comic book. Like, why isn't Superman here?
Right.
Like, again, like, why isn't every book of Justice League? Why would they ever fight alone?
Right. No, I mean,
at a certain point, you just gotta, watch it.
And here's the thing: I get the logistics of it. Like, I believe, like, we had Wally on Legends, so obviously you weren't gonna have him. I believe, I can't remember her name. A woman who plays Jessie. She is actually in another show coming in. So I think Violet. So I think she was actually. So I think what the problem might be is just scheduling. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's why the real reason why you don't bring these characters on. It has nothing to do with CG or it's just they're busy. You don't have them. And I'm
people got jobs, man.
Yeah, people got the job. And I'm like, that's fine. That's all you got to say. But that's why you throw that simple line at the beginning that you did. And I'm like, that's that simple. Well, we could get Barry. We could get Oliver and we could get Oliver and. Sorry, my dad's calling me. We could get Oliver, or we could get Kara. Say, well, he already would have planned for that. And I'm like, well, that's very smart. Thank you guys, because one time when I was live tweeting this, I was like, are you guys gonna come up with a plan that the Thinker hasn't obviously thought of already? Because you guys are just, hey, maybe we should try. We'll take away your satellites. Hey, doesn't Starlight have a satellite too?
Maybe y'all should stop trying to outthink the Thinker.
Right.
He's not trying to outrun the Flash. How about you think some other shit? Like, I'm sorry, like, the Thinker as a concept is going to be scary the next time we see him. Because they're going to do the Wally stuff.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. Because they led with the Reverse Flash, I think they're having a hard time trying to top that. But I do think the Thinker was my next favorite villain on here. I mean, Zoom was also good too. That's because Zoom was just terrifying. But I like the concept of the Thinker. I think there were the DeVoe stuff fell flat because of the way they structured the season. But when you put it all together, I actually like DeVoe because, again,
they did a good job building him up. He
got built up. You felt his go. Like when Marlize was still trying to go, oh no, there's good in him. They're still good there. And you saw that nigga had been shot in his own mind. And literally, you're like, oh, Marlize, sorry, no. He is gone. The Clifford you knew is dead. And so seeing her have that belief and seeing that, Team Flash come together because of the love of Barry and Iris, and you're against what happened with the broken love of DeVoe and Marlize. So it's just like, I like that. I think that was actually good. And like you said, when they bring him back, and I think you can bring him back because like unplugging him shouldn't have been enough to get rid of him at this point, because that really was some anticlimactic shit to me. It's like, did she just unplug him? Like that? It can't be that simple,
happened?
Right?
No,
right.
I took the cartridge out. We're good. What? I took the cartridge out. We're done. Yeah, this is on this disc now. I'm pretty sure that's a Transformers storyline from like 1987, like where Optimus Prime gets put on a floppy disk. I'm not pretty sure. I'm sure I know those. I own those comics.
And here's the thing: if it really is over and done with, fine. But if you're gonna do it that way, you got to do it funny, like they did in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Garrett tried to come back and then Coulson blew him up. It was like, oh yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not reforming,
right? Exactly.
Right. Because it's just like, that was just kind of like, I don't know, yo. He did all that talking. He's a hologram now. Have him come back. I think that'll be great. And again, it kind of goes.
But you can get a good 2-3 episode arc out of the Thinker, the Return of the Thinker.
Right, exactly. It's like, and it doesn't have to be. I got an article I'm gonna read later on from Collider that kind of goes into some of the, and I agree with a lot of things they're saying here. Things that they could do to kind of fix. They need to fix before season.
I'll tell you what though, we're talking about fixing and how bad this is a lot better than last season.
Oh no! Hey, look! 100%.
I want to make sure we all get perspective on this moment. Like, this is better than last season.
100%. Like it because I you know what it is? The emotional stuff they try to get with us in season 3, it fell flat. Here again, the structure. We can say all we want about the structure, but I cared about the characters, and I think
exactly.
And if you want to be honest, that's something that I've been saying that I think. So it's so weird. I think Arrow had a better structured season, but the Flash, because it has a more talented crew, a cast, had the more emotional weight. And the emotion,
I agree 100%.
And I think that's the difference between the two. Like they both need
it's
to kind of.
also helpful with this show that we have characters like I mentioned on the Arrow finale. The only two characters in the pilot left are
Right.
Ollie and Diggle.
Yeah.
We have pilot characters still here. Like we have characters who we're invested and got the time with. You can do stuff like this on this show.
Yeah.
You can bank on the emotional deposits you've already made.
Right. Like, they've done something with Caitlyn now. So if Killer Frost does come back and is totally evil again, you're gonna be like, fuck, but we were just getting used to her. Her and Caitlyn were getting along so well. It was doing so good. And it's like, when that turn happens, we're gonna be devastated now, and it's gonna be earned. I don't know if the conversation that Joe and Wally had, meaning that Wally's coming back. I'm gonna hope not. And I hope they leave him on Legends, because the show is, I think one of the problems with the show, I think one of the problems with both Arrow and the show is too crowded at some points. And I do think they've already mentioned they're gonna bring Ralph back, so it's like it's too many.
And we're getting Impulse.
Oh, of course, and that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's Nora's name. That's Nora's name.
Of course, and it's too many people. So if you're gonna have Nora there, you already have a speedster. You're gonna have Ralph there. Hey, bring Wally in every now and then when you need him, but leave him on Legends. He's great there. That works, and it's fine. But like I said, I'm even that little moment with him and Joe. It was great character. It was probably the best character development that Wally's had. That little short conversation, the best character development he's had on The Flash. So I think the show is in a better place. It really reminds me of Arrow Season 4. For all the problems of Arrow Season 4, I felt that they really focused on the characters and left the characters in a better spot. So when Season 5 came in, it worked. And so that's what I think with this season. I do have one thing that did drive me crazy. Barry, how fucking dare you ask Marlize if she wants to join the fucking team? She should be going to jail. She is an accessory to murder. What the fuck?
She tried to send you to jail.
She sent you to jail. Not tried. She succeeded.
You know what? I take it back and apologize. She sent you to jail, and she kind of stabbed your wife.
Debatable, but yes.
Look, when you're rolling, when you start with "you sent me to jail," I'm gonna round up on the wife thing.
I mean, I'm just saying. Well, I'm gonna say she held the sword. Iris got stabbed. Close enough, right? It worked.
Ty goes to the runner?
Right, Ty goes to the runner. Yeah. Right. So it's like, you did it.
Oh, yeah, she stabbed her.
You did that shit. So, but, she's an accessory to murder.
She did that shit.
She literally helped kill people. She literally helped kidnap, well, first of all, infect, experiment on, kidnap, then kill.
Nigga, she built the chair.
You don't get to, like...
She built the chair. It's her chair. The chair he's using. That's her.
No, I'm going to go out into the world and I'm going to say people's like, no, here's the thing. Again, I like the idea of her still being around because I like the actress, I like the character, but still, I'm just like, she should be going to jail. Like, this is not Barry. Like, Joe. Because Joe went off. Joe was like, this is your fault. You should, like, and I'm like, yes, Joe. Yes. If Marlize had shown up to that goddamn baby shower at the end, nigga, I don't ever want to hear I don't want to hear Iris or Barry complain about what Oliver and Felicity did at their wedding ever again. Fuck that. No.
Ever.
No. You literally invited a murderer to be on your team. No. Stop it. Stop it. Good God. Oh my God. That was the one thing where I was like, okay, I can get away with everything else. This right here though? No, I can't. No. Nope. That's a fucking line I can't cross. Yeah, I think that covered everything. Like I said,
yeah.
You weren't gonna ever be totally convinced if you were already coming in this knowing it was not gonna live up to your expectations. Probably wasn't, but if you can find, I think to me and I'll say this again, the entire season, for the most part, the characters are there and have done this. I said this is an article I read from Collider that it talks about. It's mostly things that we've we've talked about too. It's like 6 things that they need to do for season 5. They need to fix, and one of them, number one, they have let Barry be a hero. And which again, I'm like, we're all on board with that. And at this point, I think they can do that. Like at this point, Barry's arc should now be into being the elder hero on the team. Joe should be off to take care of Celise and the baby and Cecile and the baby and all this stuff. They should be Barry and Iris, and we shouldn't no longer get Barry feeling the. I don't want to see any more moping Barry. No more moping. Oh, well, I got to do it. No more. You should now be in that. You should now be in that lead. The 2 was bring back metas of the week, which I 100% agree with. I really enjoyed that. I think that that's part of the thing that makes the metas of the week can be, and again, I think that the breaks kind of made people forget that they did that this season. I think it happened more this season than it did last season, or at least more cohesively, because it felt like the metas here, they mattered and they made sense. They fit. Because I think even when they brought in Fallout, at one point I even said, it's like, I think that, no, it wasn't Fallout, it was the bomb. So even that, I kind of wanted to be like, if they bring something if they tie the bomb that happened this episode with the Flash Time episode, if they tie that into season 5, that'll be good. Because even when we did that, it was like, something just felt off about that. It just came out of that, that felt weird. But again, I think that those tying those in there work out really well. And even this article brings up the fact that Agent Shield breaks up their season into 3, but Legend of Tomorrow really does do these really good. They don't even do villain of the week; they do time periods of the week,
right?
And it works really well for them because they end up tying it all into the main villain and the main theme of the season, and that works. So I really hope that they do that. They have 3 here, more police work, which, yeah, you know. Barry is a detective. Not detective. He's a CSI. And Joe's a detective. So yeah, how about that detective work to actually solve crimes instead of just bringing them, you know? And you also have now technically have 3 because Ralph is a former detective.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I'm like, okay. 4 they have here, give characters other than Barry their own stories, which again I think they did this season. They did it. Yeah, they did.
He is the Flash. The show is the Flash. Yeah. But I think they've done a better job of balancing, like you said, the crowd around him.
Yeah,
everyone had an arc.
Cisco had a pretty good arc. Caitlin did too. Harry's was hit or miss, but I think that we've gotten Harry into a nice spot because we'll get into the next one they have.
Well, no, I think Harry's was actually really good because his defining trait is intelligence, and they met up with a guy who's it was the equivalent of Barry running against someone faster than him.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's one that they have here, and they say, and it goes into the wells, and it's like, give us the right wells. And I think it's not give us the right wells. I think what they have to realize is that wells from the first season, that Earball Thon wells, is such a, it's Kavanaugh at his best. And it's really hard to top because we even got him this season when Earth X. Because they had him as Thawne in that. So yeah. I think that they're always gonna have that problem. I'm okay with HR Wells. And this is Harry, but he's basically dumb like HR was. And I was actually okay with HR, but I do realize that at some point they're gonna have to address that. They're gonna have to address the fact that, you know, people's first introduction to Wells is Earball Thawne. And you have to either make HR's or Harry's arc really, really well to make people forget that, or you got to do something. And I think that's where they're fighting. It's one of those things when you lead with your best hitter out the gate, it's sometimes really hard to kind of follow that up. We'll see. Like I said, I think Kavanaugh is great. I think sometimes they stretch him too thin. And they did with the Council of Wells stuff. It just sometimes doesn't hit. But if they stick to a Wells, I think that's what they got to do. Stick to a well. If you pick how you want him to be, stick with him for the whole season. If we get a new Wells each season, I'm fine with that. but you got to stick with him for the whole season. This back and forth and stuff like that is too much for the audience. And in sex, this is a little. I don't know if I fully agree with this, although I do know this is a key part of just being the Flash. And they were like, bring back time travel, which, I mean, it is always I'm surprised it didn't happen that much it didn't happen at all this season, did it?
No,
well, no, it did. They're going to. Dawn, Nora, she's a time traveler, so technically they did, and I think that's going to play into next season.
Well, and that's how you know she's Barry's daughter, because she comes back. I screwed up.
Right, right.
That's an Alan time travel gene.
Right. So
fuck something up already. Well,
right.
The thing is, was Barry supposed to die during this fight?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a moment like we see him do it once, and we see the thing go back, and then she's running with him.
Right. So I don't know. Which by the way, was a really good. That was really good effects. I really enjoyed that. That was great. So yeah, if I could add, I have two more I have to add in here. Obviously, you know what 7 is for me. Put the suit in the fucking ring.
Yep.
That guys. There's a panel from was it Flash 47 where they're facing off against what is it, the Renegades, and Barry has the suit in the ring. Wally just uses the Speed Force to generate his. And it's like, and then Kid Flash does the same thing, and all of them are putting their suits on. And I'm just like, I need that scene. I need suit in the ring, guys. Come on, you shrunk a Ralph suit down to a business card holder. Suit in the ring. Come on. And then shit. What was 8? 8 for me was gonna be I can't even fucking remember. It was just. It's all about the suit in the ring for me. Just put yellow boots, I guess. But yeah, just fuck. I can't remember. 8 was gonna be something else too, and I can't remember what it is. But fuck it. Yeah. Like I said, I feel a little bit better going into season 5 right now. I think that there's I think they're doing something here that they haven't done. It feels like in a long while, which is actually have a plan. We knew that season 3, they were like, we didn't know how the season was going to end. We were making up as we went along, which is like a scary thing to hear about a show that's 23 episodes. Like, you cannot make that up as you go along. Here, it feels like they at least they already kind of know. They know what the teaser is. And it's more than just, somebody mentioning DeVoe. Like that happened in that one episode. It's like they feel like they've actually been seeding season 5 this entire season, which I think is good. Like we've seen that writing from Nora. We've seen it from Barry. We've seen it from Wells now, because Wells quietly was writing that writing. He not was just saying things same things that Barry said when he came in the Speed Force. He was writing the same shit as well. So all of that kind of ties together, and they quietly have been seeing that in there the entire season. So I do expect that stuff to pay off in season 5, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. You got anything else you want to say about this, man?
No, I think the table setting for season 5 is exciting, and I think it's something I'm excited to come back to. Nora, Dawn, Impulse, whatever we're gonna call her. Because before the reveal, it's kind of like, lingering subplots. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? But with her now, we've got a driving force in next season. We've got a hook, and more than last year was just the name. It was, you haven't met DeVoe yet. Who's DeVoe? And now it's something that makes you honestly kind of wish you had an episode next week. Not for rest purposes for us, but just for story purposes. Because hey, I am curious now that we've finally moved forward from this girl we met at the mid-season crossover.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens and how we go, and what we do from here. So that'll be real interesting, and I look forward to it. And like I said, I feel oddly enough confident, and comfortable going into season 5. And let's see, like I said, this season was better than season 3, way better than season 3.
Way better than season
3. Because again, at the end of season 3, we're just like, fuck you. Like I was ready to throw shit. Like, oh, that was bad. But this, no, I'm good with this. couple things before we get out of here. Oh man, so we are going to be doing June's going to be Transformer month for us because we're going to be doing some Transformer stuff on the Character Corner. So make sure you subscribe to that. I've gotten
finally.
Yeah. I mean, you say
I've been here 4 years.
Oh no! Wait a minute! Don't do that. Like, you're the one that didn't realize that we had gone through the entire run of More Than ECI. I was like, no, dude, we already did that. Like, we're down for this. Let's keep going. So yeah, we got that coming. We're gonna be doing some mini combo book clubs that are gonna be on non-premium, and they'll be on the Character Corner feed. Next week is Mailbag Wednesday. So make sure you guys get your emails in, mailbag@mtrnetwork.net. A lot of stuff going on. Comcast is trying to ruin the Disney deal, which, okay. It's like,
I don't think Comcast wants the characters.
We'll see.
I think they want the regional stuff. I think they want the smaller networks.
We'll see. It's not a complete done deal or dead yet. So we'll see. DC has decided to put out some promo art for, I think, Aquaman and for Shazam.
Aquaman's on that skin bleaching.
I think that was just a bad image.
Or it's next to the Captain Marvel one. He looks fine.
Oh God, I'm trying here, man. I'm trying.
God, that's Sammy Sosa.
I'm trying so hard right now, guys. I really, really am.
That's Teddy from Atlanta.
Jesus Christ. I got nothing.
You guys, that we've seen official stills from Captain Marvel, and I heard one about a fucking Aquaman trailer. It's May.
Oh yeah, right. The Aquaman, not having an Aquaman trailer like this, it's a teaser at this point. I'm kind of like, what the fuck, guys?
It's so damning. It's like, I better drop a full ass trailer in San Diego because
they got to. They're going to. They
TikTok motherfuckers.
They have to.
The last thing you gave us didn't go over so hot.
Yeah, it was just fucking. It was just Jason Momoa and. Oh, you talking about actually like the ass movie? Oh yeah, Ed.
The last movie was Justice League, and Avengers carries that shit around like pocket change.
I want to say Avengers might now be grossing more domestically than whatchamacallit has like its entire. No, not yet. It's got
globally. It's almost there.
No, globally yes, but almost domestic. It's like 23 million away from it globally. It's got $600 million domestic. What the fuck? God damn it! Oh, and $1.8 billion
with a B.
With a B. What's that feel like, DC? Oh yeah, you don't know. You haven't hit $1 billion.
How does it feel?
Oh well, no, you guys had. The last one was like The Dark Knight Rises did it. You know, the Dark Knight movies had, but not for your DCEU films haven't. So
not for superhero movies.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But for crime thrillers starring cop in a bat suit.
We got some. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about with comic books because I've been digging through some stuff, man.
Flash War started today.
I've read the fuck out of that. Which, by the way, Zolomon ain't shit, yo. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He's not shit. Also, I haven't read this yet, but the new issue 5 of Shield, Pigment and Shield dropped today.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Finally dropped.
It's only been 5 years?
Yeah, something like that. So
did you read Iron Man 600?
It dropped yesterday. I did not yet. So
okay.
I have not. I did not read that. I did read.
It's Bendis' last Marvel issue.
I gotta get it then. I'm gonna read that. I did read the Avengers 2, and what else? We'll talk about this next week with the mailbag. But yeah, I'm trying to catch up, guys. So we got a lot of stuff here. A lot of number one stuff dropped. I know the new Black Panther 1 dropped, and I know Coach is dropping. Coach's Captain America 1 is dropping on July 4th.
You know why? Because Marvel's about that fucking life.
Because fuck these racist assholes who are literally got mad that Cap is siding with the anti-fascist groups. You guys are fucking idiots. You guys are.
He would never side with Antifa. He'd side with the Nazis. Well, I mean, not canonically, but my interpretation of the reading.
Well, no, actually, hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. The cap that would side with the Nazis, you guys didn't like that cap.
You guys were mad because it was too obvious. Like, wait
right? You guys didn't like
I don't have to co-opt this. He's actually agreeing with me, and it feels a little weird.
So you want Hydra Cap back? I'm very confused with what the rules are right now, guys.
They're very confused with the rules are right here.
I'm very confused. So yeah, I got that. Oh yeah, we got plenty of stuff to talk with comic book stuff and something with some movie news stuff or something I was going to talk about. I can't. Oh, I know what it was. So the Flash is supposed to happen, but it might not be called Flashpoint now. Like Nobody knows.
The director met Ezra Miller this week. I know that was a story I read, so that tells you where this movie's headed.
Right. Hey, Ezra. So does that tell you to run that way?
So what you're telling me is you want me to be the director of this Flash movie? Yes. You know the script? We did. We're not going to use it. Okay. So I clean slate. Not really. We've got a cast for you. What? We've already cast it. And the clock is running, so you need to get the script out. Like, what? Can I meet the kid before I take the... No. You'll meet the actors on set. Okay. Wow.
You have 5...
Tight ship, DC. Tight ship.
You're going into the 5th season of The Flash, and you still can't put together a live-action Flash movie. At this point, what the fuck, guys? Come on. Anyway,
just don't do it. Just don't do it. Why try? We're not gonna do it.
Just say you did. You could tell them. You could tell them I took it from you.
Yeah, they were. Hey, Marvel was doing Inhumans. They made a television show. We made Flash television. Next question.
Right. Come on, guys. Man. Anyway, that was a preview for the mailbag. So make sure you guys send your emails in and make sure you subscribe to Super Tuesday Recap. Goddamn, we will not be back on Sunday. We will be back next Wednesday because. I want everyone to know that we really enjoy doing these, but not talking to Chris at 10 in the morning on Sunday about Arrow is going to feel great. I am going to feel... Look. This is going to fucking feel great. We'll wake up on Sunday going, I got to watch... Oh, shit, I got to watch nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, I can go catch up on all those shows I wanted to watch and are filling on my DVR right now. I can read comic books. I can go to the gym. I can get my life back. Anything. I can do anything. The world's our oyster. Like, we love this, but it's going to be a weird morning on Sunday for both. Oh God, it's gonna be a weird but great morning. And then having Monday off. I don't know. God, I might. Guys, I'm feel like a new. This is the last podcast we record. It's been a great run. Right, it's been a great run, guys. We love you guys. So. Anyway, well, actually, now that I think about it, there will be more Super Tuesday recaps between then because Supergirl is still going on. I forgot about that. We're just talking. This is all us. Yeah, this is us. So you guys get plenty more of the Doctor. And let me see, when does Supergirl end? I gotta see now. I'm like, I don't know. Are people liking the season? I've heard some ungreat things. You said you've heard not great things? I've heard very middle. I've heard that it's not been the best season. Oh, I've heard that it was. I've heard. See, again, like I said, I'm just going things that people have literally told me. So maybe they're wrong. That happens. People are wrong. I'm sorry for Shannon the Doctor. They're going until June 18th. But June what? June 18th. Woo, buddy, the brand is strong. Right. But no, I actually brand is strong. I've heard it's been pretty good. I've heard it's probably been more consistent. I should look into it. You know. I just gotta catch up. Oh, for people who are listening to these podcasts and maybe aren't up on the shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes to Netflix, I believe, the 17th of June. The Flash just ended, so it'll be up on Netflix in the next 2 weeks. Arrow as well. Legends and Black Lightning are already up. So yep. Get your life, guys. Get your life. So again, mailbag at mtrnetwork.net. We'll be back soon. It's been a fun ride. See you guys in season 5. Peace.